According to the National Electrical Code, non-metallic sheets cable, commonly known as Romex, should not be run directly through holes in drywall without proper protection. There are several acceptable alternatives to ensure compliance with the code and maintain electrical safety. Firstly, using conduit is a viable option. The Romex can be run through an electrical conduit, which provides a protective barrier. The conduit must be securely fastened to the framing of the structure. It is also essential to seal the ends of the conduit to prevent moisture and debris from entering, which could potentially damage the wiring over time. Secondly, an electrical box extension can be installed. In this method, an electrical box extension ring, or an alt-work box, is used to extend the existing box outward from the drywall surface. The Romex is then routed through a knockout in the extension ring and connected to the device box. This method provides a secure and code-compliant transition from the wall cavity to the electrical box. Thirdly, surface raceway offers another solution. A surface raceway can be mounted directly on the wall to conceal and protect the Romex. The raceway needs to be properly secured to the wall surface. It must provide adequate physical protection for the cable, shielding it from potential damage. Fourthly, if the cable is already run through the hole, a fish tape can be used to rectify the situation. The fish tape is used to carefully pull the Romex cable out of the hole. Then, one of the previously mentioned compliant methods, such as conduit, box extension, or surface raceway, can be used to properly reroute the cable. It is crucial to understand the additional considerations related to running Romex through drywall. The National Electrical Code mandates that all electrical wiring must be protected from physical damage. Running Romex directly through drywall holes violates this essential requirement. Drywall is inherently a fire-resistant material. However, its fire resistance can be compromised by holes or other penetrations. Utilizing the proper methods mentioned above helps maintain the fire resistance of the wall assembly, ensuring that the building's fire safety features are not compromised. Moisture intrusion is another significant concern. Moisture can enter the drywall through unprotected holes, potentially causing damage to the wiring, electrical devices, or even the drywall itself. Proper sealing of any penetrations is essential to prevent these moisture-related issues. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, is a comprehensive set of standards and guidelines for safe electrical installations. It's published by the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA. The NEC is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest advancements in technology, safety practices, and industry best practices. It's important to consult the most recent edition of the NEC for the specific requirements in your jurisdiction, as local codes may also have additional regulations or amendments. The NEC covers a wide range of electrical topics, including wiring methods, grounding, overcurrent protection, equipment installation, and safety requirements. It's designed to protect people and property from electrical hazards such as fire, shock, and electrocution. Compliance with the NEC is typically required by law. Electrical inspectors use the NEC as the standard for evaluating the safety and compliance of electrical installations. Failing to meet NEC requirements can result in fines, project delays, or even the rejection of an electrical installation. Non-metallic sheath cable, or NM cable, is a type of electrical wiring commonly used in residential buildings. It consists of 2 or more insulated conductors enclosed within a non-metallic outer jacket. Romex is a brand name for NM cable, and the term is often used generically to refer to this type of wiring. NM cable is typically used for branch circuits that supply power to lighting, receptacles, and other electrical devices. It is available in various sizes such as 14-2, 12-2, and 10-2. With the numbers indicating the gauge of the conductors and the number of current carrying conductors in the cable. NM cable is relatively easy to install and is less expensive than some other wiring methods such as conduit. However, it's important to follow the NEC requirements for its installation to ensure safety and compliance. Conduit is a rigid or flexible tube or channel designed to protect electrical wiring. It provides a physical barrier against damage, moisture, and other environmental factors. There are several types of conduit available, including rigid metal conduit, electrical metallic tubing, flexible metal conduit, and non-metallic conduit. Each type has its own advantages and disadvantages in terms of cost, ease of installation, and level of protection. Conduit is typically used in locations where the wiring is exposed to physical damage, such as in commercial or industrial settings, or where it needs to be protected from moisture or corrosive substances. The NEC specifies the types of conduit that are permitted for different applications, as well as the requirements for their installation. Electrical box extensions are used to extend the depth of an existing electrical box, providing more room for wiring and devices. They are commonly used when installing new devices or when adding wiring to an existing circuit. Electrical box extensions are available in various shapes and sizes to fit different types of electrical boxes. They are typically made of metal or plastic and are designed to be securely attached to the existing box. The NEC specifies the requirements for the installation of electrical box extensions, including the need for proper support and grounding. A surface raceway is a type of wiring enclosure that is mounted on the surface of a wall or ceiling. It's used to conceal and protect electrical wiring while providing easy access for maintenance and modifications. Surface raceways are typically made of metal or plastic and are available in various sizes and shapes. They are often used in commercial and industrial settings, as well as in residential applications where it's not practical to run wiring inside the walls. The NEC specifies the requirements for the installation of surface raceways, including the need for proper support, grounding, and access. A fish tape is a tool used to pull electrical wiring through conduit or other enclosed spaces. It's typically made of steel or fiberglass and is flexible enough to navigate bends and corners. Fish tapes are available in various lengths and diameters to accommodate different types of wiring and conduit. To use a fish tape, you insert it into the conduit or space, push it through to the other end, and then attach the wiring to the tape and pull it back through. Fish tapes can be a valuable tool for electricians, but it's important to use them safely and carefully to avoid damaging the wiring or the conduit. When working with electrical wiring, it's important to take precautions to avoid electrical shock. Always disconnect the power before working on any electrical circuit. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as rubber gloves and safety glasses. If you're not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work. Electricity can be dangerous, and it's important to take the necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards and guidelines for safe electrical installations, and it's important to be familiar with the requirements for your specific application. Local codes may also have additional regulations or amendments. By following the NEC and taking the necessary precautions, you can ensure that your electrical installations are safe and compliant. The NEC also addresses the proper grounding and bonding of electrical systems. Grounding is the intentional connection of electrical circuits and equipment to the earth. This provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip circuit breakers or fuses and prevent electrical shock. Bonding is the connection of metallic parts of an electrical system to create a low impedance path for fault current. This helps to equalize the voltage between different parts of the system and reduce the risk of electrical shock. The NEC specifies the requirements for grounding and bonding, including the size and type of grounding conductors, the methods for connecting grounding electrodes, and the requirements for bonding different types of equipment. Proper grounding and bonding are essential for electrical safety, and it's important to follow the NEC requirements to ensure that your electrical system is properly grounded and bonded. The NEC also addresses the overcurrent protection of electrical systems. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, are designed to protect electrical circuits and equipment from damage due to excessive current. When an overcurrent occurs, the overcurrent protection device will trip or blow, interrupting the flow of current and preventing damage. The NEC specifies the requirements for overcurrent protection, including the size and type of overcurrent protection devices, the location of overcurrent protection devices, and the coordination of overcurrent protection devices. Proper overcurrent protection is essential for electrical safety, and it's important to follow the NEC requirements to ensure that your electrical system is properly protected from overcurrents. The NEC also addresses the installation of electrical equipment such as panel boards, transformers, and motors. The NEC specifies the requirements for the installation of different types of equipment, including the location of the equipment, the clearances around the equipment, the grounding and bonding of the equipment, and the wiring connections to the equipment. Proper installation of electrical equipment is essential for safety and performance, and it's important to follow the NEC requirements to ensure that your equipment is installed correctly. The NEC also addresses the safety requirements for electrical work. The NEC specifies the safety precautions that must be taken when working with electricity, including the use of personal protective equipment, the lockout-tagout procedures, and the requirements for working on energized equipment. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it's important to follow the safety requirements to protect yourself and others from electrical hazards. Maintaining the fire resistance of wall assemblies is a critical aspect of building safety. Fire-resistant walls are designed to slow the spread of fire, providing occupants with more time to escape and allowing firefighters to safely combat the blaze. Any penetration of a fire-resistant wall, such as a hole for electrical wiring, can compromise its fire resistance. When a hole is created in a fire-resistant wall, it creates a pathway for fire and smoke to spread to other areas of the building. This can significantly reduce the amount of time occupants have to escape and can make it more difficult for firefighters to control the fire. To maintain the fire resistance of wall assemblies, it's important to seal any penetrations with fire-resistant materials. These materials are designed to expand when exposed to heat, filling the gap and preventing the spread of fire and smoke. The NEC requires that all penetrations of fire-resistant walls be sealed with approved fire-stopping materials. This includes penetrations for electrical wiring, plumbing, and other utilities. Moisture intrusion can also cause significant damage to electrical wiring and devices. Moisture can corrode electrical conductors, leading to shorts, ground faults, and other electrical problems. It can also damage insulation, reducing its effectiveness and increasing the risk of electrical shock. In addition to damaging electrical components, moisture can also promote the growth of mold and mildew, which can create health problems for occupants. To prevent moisture intrusion, it's important to seal any openings in walls and ceilings with waterproof materials. This includes openings for electrical wiring, plumbing, and other utilities. The NEC requires that all electrical boxes and enclosures be weatherproof or rain-tight when installed in damp or wet locations. The NEC is a complex and comprehensive set of standards, and it's important to consult the codebook and understand the requirements for your specific application. If you're not sure how to comply with the NEC, it's best to hire a qualified electrician to do the work. An electrician will be familiar with the NEC requirements and will be able to ensure that your electrical installation is safe and compliant. In addition to the NEC, there may be other codes and regulations that apply to electrical work in your area. These codes may be adopted by state or local governments and may include additional requirements or amendments to the NEC. It's important to be familiar with all of the codes and regulations that apply to electrical work in your area. Electrical safety is a shared responsibility. By following the NEC, taking the necessary precautions, and being aware of the potential hazards, we can all help to prevent electrical accidents and injuries. Remember to always disconnect the power before working on any electrical circuit. Use insulated tools and wear appropriate personal protective equipment. And if you're not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to do the work. By taking these steps, you can help to ensure that your electrical installations are safe and compliant. The principles discussed here extend beyond residential care facilities and apply to a wide range of residential and commercial construction projects. Understanding the proper methods for routing Romex wiring and adhering to the NEC guidelines is crucial for ensuring electrical safety and preventing code violations in any building. Therefore, whether you are working on a small home renovation or a large-scale commercial development, always prioritize electrical safety and follow the established standards and regulations. This will help protect both people and property from potential electrical hazards and ensure the long-term reliability of the electrical system.